Hello guys, and welcome back to this channel. It's another beautiful day and I have another beautiful thing that I bring your way. And Tascam just introduced their own system that is focused on podcasting, and it is the latest to the podcasting industry. So let's look at the feature, how it compares with the competitor, those that are already in the market. And from there, we pick it up if this, actually have a place or if it stands its own ground. All right. Looking at it, is a very clean, well-designed system with what I'm. This is how it looks from the back. You have this 4 rubber padding. It's 4 rubber padding that I can call it anti-slip, and it is a plastic right here. You have a plastic right down there is a plastic, all right, but it is not a bad plastic. I'm moving back to the back. We have all this, and I'm going to start from here, from my right. So right here you have your power button. You press and hold and the power will come on, and this is where you have your AC input. And the next one, you have this 4 microphone output. This is 1/4 inch. I think it's 6.5 millimeter. Yeah, this is 6.5 millimeter 1/4 inch jack. You have 4 of them for your headphone from number 1 to number 4. You have it down there. You have your regular SD card slot, which is a plus. I really like this compared to the Rodecaster Pro. That's a plus right there. Then you have these 2 monitor output. These 2. This is the monitor output. That is, if you want to send the signal out to your monitor, you have it there, and you have line out also. So the monitor output is also 6.5 millimeter or 1/4 inch output to your monitor, and you have 3.5 millimeter TRS. Yeah, this is TRS input. This you can actually send to your camera, and I'm going to come back to this later. Then when we're done with this section, at this section you have another input, left and right input. It can be a music source or anything. That's the input. Then you have another input also here. It can be your phone, it can be your laptop, it can be anything. You have the input right there, and you have this switch to switch between the input. Before I forget, you have your USB-C to plug to your computer. It can plug to your laptop. It can also plug to your iPad, and you can also use it to upload your music file. You can upload your music file from here. I'm moving down to the last section. This is a combo jack, right? You can use regular XLR or you can use 1/4 inch. So this is a plus on the Tascam Mixcast 4, and that is a sell for me right there. It is a sell for me. Okay, this will be the volume for the output. So that's where you control your output. And the first one is for the monitor, and this is going to work with your monitor output and the line output. The line output, actually I've tested it out with my camera and it worked fine. So that's going to be a plus. All you need is this cable, TRS cable. You plug it to this and you plug it to your camera, and right there you have a clean signal going to your camera. There will be no need for you to sync in post production. That is a plus. You have that right there, can go directly into your camera. If you are doing any live cast, you can have your audio already embed with your video right in your camera. That's a plus. So this is going to be the output level for that. I have tried it out and it worked very well. It worked fine. On this section, you have your talkback button. When you press the talkback button, it will send signal from number 2 to number 4. They will be able to hear you on their headphone. All right. And on the top section here, you have mute for all the channel. You can mute the channel, and also you have your solo. You can solo all the channel one after another. And down here you have your fader, and this fader look really good. It look premium. It doesn't look cheap at all. This is a very nice fader, and I like the long throat, because this is one thing that I was kind of bothered about when it comes to the P8. So the P8 is like right at the middle. It's a very short travel when it comes to the P8, but on this one I have enough travel, and it's not a plus or minus. It's just the feeling that it's just a personal feelings. I like more travel on my fader, and this fader doesn't look cheap. It look really nice. So this is the number 1, 2, 3, 4 mic. You have your USB cable right there. That's the USB input. This is your phone input, and the next one is the Bluetooth. So you have your Bluetooth right there that you can pair with your phone, and the last one is going to be your program pad. You have your mark, stop, you have your pause and record. Those are the feature. And the next thing, or the last on this, is going to be this one, and that is the TRS headphone output. So if you are the host, you need not to come from the back. You can just plug your headphone right at the front ear and let your guests use this one. So what are we going to need now to get this powered up? You will need your power cable. You will need this if you are going to send to your camera. You will need this. You will need your headphone, and you will need your XLR cable. What are we going to do now? Let's power it up. So I'll be using my shotgun microphone for this recording, and I'm going to switch to my Icon Pro. I'm taking this out. The reason I'm taking this out is because I don't want any processing at all. No processing. I just want to listen to the system itself. No processing. To come here, I'm going to assume to be the host, so I'm going to plug to channel 1, and that will be it. The next thing is to plug my power cable right here, and you lock it in. All right. I'm going to plug my headphone right there, and the next thing is to fire this thing up. Press the power button and the lights come up. I'm going to put my SD card. All right, you just open this place up. Right there. Then I want to record directly on my camera. Okay, so I'm going to use this going on my camera. I'm going to plug this right here to the output, line out. You look at the line out and you plug on the line out. Do not go on the line in. Okay, this is the phone and this is the line out. And you go on your camera mic input like so. What we're going to do now is, you can do all these settings. That is the preparation that is going to come here at first. When you press, it's going to take you through all those preparation if you want it or not. But in my own case, I don't want it. I'm just going to turn it off. Turn on phantom power for condenser microphone. If you have a condenser microphone, you will pick yes. If you don't, pick no. But in my own case, the microphone I'm using is condenser microphone, so I require 48 volts, so I'll pick yes, and it's going to turn that on. So the next thing I'm going to do is, you see everything how it's laid out. So, and the light down here correspond to the light here. Like this one, number one is green, the headphone is green, this is purple, you have purple, and so on like that. And at the same time, when you look at the pad color is correspond to their color on the screen. Well, let's go into the menu. The first thing I'm going to talk about is going to be the SD card. You go on the SD card settings, and this is where you have the opportunity to see if you want to record on your SD card. You have it there. If you want to record stop confirmation, on and off is there. SD card device mode, if you turn that on, that means you want to upload to your computer, and this is where you can do your card format if you want to erase that, and that will be about that. We come out and we come to the next one. So this is the hardware settings. When you look at the audio, you have your USB mix minus. This is what makes this really important. Why? Because the only reason people are rushing to buy this type of mixing board is because of this mix minus that give you the opportunity to receive call from your phone and do the mixing for you automatically. All right. So if you are using this for podcast and you're going to be receiving call, if you are doing like live stream and you're going to be receiving call on your phone, this function you want to turn on. So once you turn it on, when you receive phone, the caller will not hear themselves speaking again. Then you have your auto mixer. The auto mixer function is that, let's assume you have your microphone, like you have 4 mic, plug down this thing. It's going to mix, like balance all the mix out for you. That's the function of that. Feedback prevention, if you turn it on, that only happen when you have your speaker playing back. So for people that are doing podcasts, I don't think they need it. And if you want to do it, it can also help minimize bleeding. Okay. Line level output. The monitor out knob will be disabled. Are you sure? If you say okay, it's going to give you this line level output on. So if you do on, you won't be able to use this to control it. So that will be the line level output for the that is going on your camera. Then you have your solo mode. The solo mode is that, do you want your solo to be pre-fader or post-fader? So if you have this on pre-fader, right, it's going to apply the effect before you move this. So when you move your fader up and down, the effect will be affected by the level of this. But when you put it to post fader, on post fader, even though you move this up and down, it will only apply the processing after the fader. All right, so that's the difference. We're done with that audio settings. Then we come out. Then you have multi-track. On your multi-track, you can say you want to record multi-track on your SD card or not. But if you are doing podcast, you can have that on. If you want your effects to be bypassed, that is, you don't want the effect to record on your final output, you can press this to be on. Once this one is on, all your effect is going to only apply to when you are listening on the console. But on the SD card, your effect will not be applied on the SD card once you have this one on. So if you want all your effect to be recorded, you have to turn that one off. Back again, then you have your USB delay. The USB delay is useful if you are actually doing live streaming and you have your brightness and the dim all the way down or up. We're done on that. And this is where you have your playback of whatever you have recorded on your SD card. You can edit it right on this to play it back, put marker and so on like that. Okay, those are just how that goes. And the last one, which is the first one, is where I'm coming last because I don't want to go on this and come back again. You have your mic input level. This is, it's like a game. This is the gain to your microphone. You have the 4 mic, you have your USB, your phone, and the Bluetooth. All right. So if you choose your first mic, which is the one I'm using, I'm going to choose my first mic right now. This one. I'll press it. That's my microphone. Already it's set to condenser already because I'm using condenser mic. All right. And you have your dynamic. If you want to choose dynamic, you have it right there. The next thing is that you have front, you have rear. What this means is that you just have to be sure if your headphone is plugged to the rear or the front. Right now I'm right at the rear, so that's why I choose this one. Then you have your voice settings. Before that, this is where you do your adjustment. Okay, this is where you do your input adjustment. At first, once you choose condenser or dynamic, the settings this thing will give you as a default, there's a possibility that that will be enough gain for you. All right, there is a possibility that it will be enough gain for you, the settings, unless if you are using the SM7B, you may need more gain. For this one, this is the default settings and it is enough for me on my microphone. So the next thing you want to do is to go to your voice settings, and this is where it kind of gets interesting. Let me go back. So I have condenser shoes. That's my condenser. If you use dynamic, you have your dynamic right there, rear or front headphone. Like I say, you may not necessarily need to push this anymore because there's a possibility that the default setting will be enough for you. All right. So the next thing is voice setting. That is where it gets interesting. When you go on the voice settings, you can either turn it off. Everything is off now. With the compressor, I've turned it off, and that is how it sounds. No processing. So if I turn this one on now, that is the mid, which is the default settings. Let me go on the deep. So this is how it sounds on the deep. I believe you can actually hear this thing is kind of, is really pronounced. The low end is really pronounced now. So if I choose the mid also, now it's going on the mid, and the change is just phenomenal. And this is the bright, and which is going to be the last default settings is the bright. So if you are not satisfied, and I don't think anybody can be satisfied with this default setting, that is why you have your manual. So you press on the manual and you click on the gear icon there, or range icon. That will give you the opportunity to adjust how you want things to be. Okay, you can go on the low shelf, high shelf, and you can adjust this parameter as you like. That will be your gain. So if you choose the low shelf, right, you can come all the way down like that, and you have some kind of bass to your, this is where you want to dial in what you want on your own. You see how deep this thing now, how deep it goes. You can dial it on and just to suit your need. So if you're done here, you can go to the next menu or sub menu, and this is where you see your exciter. I turn it off now. That's the exciter. You can set your parameter how you want it to be, and once you are done, you are happy with it, you can come back or out of it. So once I'm done there, go back to the voice settings. I will choose my compressor. You have the opportunity of compression. So you have soft compression, you have hard compression. Now this is how I sound on the soft settings. sound really good. The compression is not that hard. It's not compressing my voice too much. So on the soft, but if I go on the hard, it's going to crush my voice. You see, it's now crushing it down all the way. And if you're not satisfied, like I say, with the preset of the soft or hard, you can go on the manual again, go on the range, and you can do your preset as you please. Okay. So after you're done with the soft, with your compression, you are happy with your compression, then you still have another sub menu that you have to go in. Just press the forward arrow again, and this will take you to, if you want to do the ESA. So I turn everything off right now. It's off, completely off. So you have 3 settings here that you can, work with. The first is the DSR. Once you turn it on, it's going to give you that default of the DXing. But if you are not happy with that, you just go in there and you can turn yours on. You set your frequency first, then you adjust your threshold all the way. If you come all the way to the minus, you will not even like your voice because it's going to kill all the X's in your voice. This is how I sound now when I take everything off. But now I'm just going to be coming out a little bit with my plus sign. I don't want to drag it. I just want to be precise, and that's why I'm going to be using the plus until I'm satisfied that I'm getting some X. If it's crushing it, you will know, okay, I'm good right there, 45. I think I'm good on that 45, negative 45 dB. And once you are done with your DSR, let me out. The next thing is going to be your noise suppression. That's the noise suppression. It will work like a charm. To work like a charm. All you have to do is to set your frequency where you want to cut away, and you set the threshold. Okay, the attenuate, you set it, and it's just going to suppress the background noise. Whatever you want to filter out, it's just going to cut it out. Okay, but in my own case, anything from 200 to 30 all the way like that. It depends, because if you go all the way this way, it's going to take all the low end with some of the mid. It's going to roll it off. So you want to stay very low. Let me reset it. You see, if I do resetting, it's all the way to 20 Hz that is cutting away, but I don't want that, so I'm going all the way to 200. I think 12 is good for me on the noise suppression. You know why? If you go all the way, it's going to open the gate. Everything is going to open. It's just going to open the gate and leave it open. But once this, how I normally set this is that I stop talking and I listen to the floor noise, and I adjust this until I can barely hear the floor noise. Okay, you go next. You have threshold, attack, release. If you're going to set that, you have it there also, so you can set those I'm not going to mess with because I set everything I want already. And the next thing, which is the last one, is the docking. Once you enable the docking, so how the docking work is that it gives the host an edge over the rest of the fader, right? So let's assume I set my fader this way. I'm the host on channel 1. Everybody is talking, right? As we're talking, we're all talking over one another. This thing we auto, that's where you have that mix. This will automatically, this is going to stay the way they are, but internally it will put them down so that the host voice will have an edge over the rest. And once the host stop talking, this will go up again internally, not physically, internally. So that's what the docking means to me. It brings them, make sure that the host have his voice is over the rest of the microphone, and that's the work of the docking. So you can set how much you want that to work here, and once you are satisfied with your settings, you are good to go. You just get out of there and you are done with your settings. You come out, you are done, and that will be it for the voice settings. So now if we're going back to the next one, which is going to be the effect settings, and I don't think anybody is going to use it at this time, and this is how it's going to sound if I turn it on. That is the reverb. You have your small reverb, medium, large, and you can turn it on manual and adjust whatever you want to adjust. Dry is going to be all the way wet, and this is dry. You go again, your voice change.
Yeah, it's going to be like this.
So this all you have.
Alright. So what would be the next thing here is, if you're going to pair your phone, is you turn your Bluetooth on. You come to your phone. You have your Bluetooth on. Once you have your Bluetooth on, you pair your Bluetooth. Turn this phone, pairing. So it's going to be searching. So once it's searching, you will see this. That's it. You connect. So once you connect, you'll be good to go. Tascam, so it's connected now, all right? So once it's connected, you can go on the settings. If you want to, add the ESA, you turn it on. If you want to add all these things and noise suppression, if you want to add it, but I'm not going to add it on it, right? But you can say your audio enhancement should be off, talk, or music. So I'll choose music, and so I'm going to try this one, and I'll push my Bluetooth up.
I have a father, he will never, never fail me. Jesus is my father, he will never, never fail me. Rock of ages, he will never, never fail. I have a father, he will never, never fail me. I have a father, he will never, never fail me. Jesus is my father, he will never, never fail me. Rock of ages, he will never, never fail. You're gonna daddy, his name is Jehovah. In your times of trouble.
So that is the Bluetooth. Right now, if someone is calling you, you can easily pick it up. And if I dial a number right now, and let's see what's going to happen, I'm going to turn it on again. You see it's ringing. If you are doing live section, if you are doing maybe YouTube live, you want to call someone, or someone is calling in, you can easily record their voice, everything on your mix, and they will not be getting feedback at their own end. I think, is it clear enough from your own end?
Yes, bye.
All right, that's good. Thank you for being part of the show. Bye. All right, so guys, being a new device in the market, there's a lot of things that I also see that I believe they should have implemented in this, because we have some of this in the market already that people really like and they are buying, and I don't expect them to come short of what is in the market. And for me, I'm going to tell you straight away, I like everything about this thing except for the fact that the meter, I really expect them to have numbers. Just like you have the numbers on this, we have all these numbers on the board. I expect the number to actually be on the screen also. But it will be nice if Tascam will actually do an update that we have the numbers on the screen. If that is possible, that would be a plus. So the next thing I want us to go is on this pad. So that's the pad. You have this. So that's the pad for you right there. Everything is, the way it sounds. That's the pad. So looking at this right now, for me personally, I like the two-tone. It make it look premium. This is like a lighter gray than this. So if you have to look at the plastic right here, this is a premium plastic. It look nice. It look good. It look okay. All right. That's the plastic. I'm going to give it to them on that. And this is not plastic. This is actually metal or aluminum, and it's nice polish, really nice, more or less like the Rodecaster Pro. The only thing I don't know yet, which I believe there's a possibility they are going to include later, if it's going to be possible, is the ability to power this thing with battery or power bank. I'm not sure if that will happen or not, okay? But for now, this is what we have on the Tascam Mixcast 4. Alright guys, so there's no any advantage of this over the Rodecaster Pro because the price is the same. It's $599 US dollars. That's how much you're going to pay for this machine. But build quality, this is a very good machine. And I will use this opportunity to talk to Tascam that if they want this machine to stand its ground for a very long time, they need to keep rolling out new features, new software to make this thing stand, one-on-one or even better than the Rodecaster Pro. There's nothing more to explain on this. What's my take on this new device? I like that the headphone preamp is clean. I'm not going to forget that because that's another problem I have with the Zoom. And the gate work fantastic. It cut out a lot of noise, cut it out. So for me, it's a buy for me. Alright, the Tascam Mixcast 4 is a buy for me, and like I said before, this is not a sponsor video. I bought this with my money. I just like the machine, and that's why I want you to check it out. So if it's something you think you're interested in, check it out. If you like it, leave your comment below. Let me know what you think about this Tascam, okay? And that's gonna be my time, guys, on this little machine. So until next time again, guys, that you're gonna be seeing my video. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please kindly subscribe. Press the notification button, and at the same time on this video right now, press the like button so that a lot of people will be able to see this review. The more you press the like button, the more people will be able to see this machine. All right, for that being said, until next time again, guys, stay blessed, remain blessed. Bye for now.